brought to you almost live from the Dude in the Basement Studios. Why? Because that's where the good stuff is. It's Sips, Suds, and Smokes with your smoking host, the good old boys. Suds, Suds, Suds. It's time for more Suds.
Hello.
Hi. Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
She really is.
No,
She can't hide it.
I can't.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
How did you know that?
That was a bootleg. That was a bootleg sound effect. Okay, that was not official. There you go.
But I dug it nevertheless.
It was excellent.
It's going to taunt you a second time.
Welcome, everyone, to another Sud segment where really good beer meets really bad radio. And I'm so excited. Okay.
Can't hide it.
I am good old gal Julieanna, who's like, I'm busting at the seams over this episode.
Just drawn that way.
That's a
Oh.
Jessica Rabbit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is bad. I'm just drawn that way.
That's so sweet.
Corey used to say that.
He might like me after all. No. Okay, probably not. Thank you. With me at the table today is good old boy Dave.
A man-child crying out for love, an innocent orphan in the postmodern world.
Yeah. All of that. All of that. Finally.
Where does it come from?
Truth in radio here.
The inside, deep inside.
Not fake news. Not fake
Not
news.
fake news. Yeah. Good old boy Kendall, bring me back to reality.
So happy to be here drinking this beer from one of my favorite cities.
Okay, well, I can... anyways. Good old boy Caperton.
Yay. Hello.
And Reverend Mark.
A sexually depraved miscreant who is seeking only to gratify his basest and most immediate urges.
And that's why I'm here to do just that. He is.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
In
you
the deep
for,
end of the pool right as we start.
Great. That's pretty great.
Thank you so much. It's we're so happy to have you back at the table.
This is the table.
This is the table.
right.
Yes. Today's show is a brewery takeover. Sorry, I'm just so excited.
She is.
Strange Roots Experimental Ales in Pittsburgh,
Go
Pennsylvania.
Bucks.
Roots.
Wow.
Okay. Although I may have issues with the city because it's the other end of the state of which I come from.
The best end.
You're-
Daggers.
The bungy end.
The visual daggers are flying back and forth across the.
You are poking the bear there, buddy.
I'm a big Western PA guy.
Kendall's a bear poker from way back.
She is.
Folks, I am East Side, and I am darn proud of my East Sideness. But anyways, despite being on the wrong side of the state, Strange Roots is doing some absolutely fabulously beautiful stuff,
Yeah.
which we will get to in a minute. But before we get to that, this Suds segment is brought to you by...
The law offices of Scratchers J. Scratcherton. Are you a kitty or a puppy who identifies as kitty? Do you need an attorney? Come on down to the law offices of Scratchers J. Scratcherton. Scratchers J. Scratcherton, attorney at law. She'll fight for her clients and give injustice the claw. Scratchers J. Scratcherton is not licensed to practice law in any of the 50 states.
There you go.
And that is probably a good thing.
She
Okay.
is our in-house legal counsel, though.
She is.
We all
Yes.
do the claw thing.
We
too.
do.
That's kind of fun.
I know, it's pretty rad. Well, good old boy Caperton, would you mind giving us today's beautiful lineup?
I certainly will. I'd be honored to, in fact. The beers we'll be tasting
And discussing for you today are as follows. From Strange Roots, Experimental Ales.
The last episode is creeping in.
It is. We have Balloonist Sour Golden Ale with orange peel. Peaches and Dream Sour Ale with Western Pennsylvania peaches. Sorry, Julie. Goedenacht.
Goedenacht.
Farmhouse. Yeah, it did. Farmhouse Ale with apples, orange blossom honey, and coriander.
Dang.
Ragnarok Ale fermented with elderberries, black currants, rad raspberries, mind you,
Red raspberry, sorry.
and black cherry juice.
Try typing when you're drunk.
Yeah, well, let's try reading.
Wow.
Queen of the Yellow Dolls Ale fermented with Western Pennsylvania yellow watermelons. Who knew?
Is that a reference to Into the Valley of the Dolls?
I think.
Could be.
Oh, yellow dolls. I'm not sure. Anyway,
Sure.
Thieves Share. What do we think? Thieves Share.
Kind of like Angel Share,
Thief
only they're
Share.
thieves.
Yeah. Thieves
Yeah.
Share
It's
Barrel Aged Flanders Style Ale. Razmata Berliner Weiss with red raspberries.
Yeah, they're rad.
And
They
then,
are rad.
And then from the previous incarnation of the brewery, how are we going to pronounce it?
Dry log.
Okay. Brewery Company, we have Haviken Dubbel Belgian Ale.
Nice.
Yummy.
Yum.
Yeah.
So good.
Reverend Mark.
Oh,
Would you
yeah.
give us the honor?
First, I have something from the file cabinet of Scratcherton. Did you know?
My.
Did she,
Do tell.
Cannot imagine.
did she pass you a paper again?
Yeah.
Did. And did you know one of her clients was a dog who, when he hobbled into the bar on 3 legs, he said out loud to everyone, "I'm looking for the man who shot my paw."
There you go. Dad jokes
There it
all
is.
day long.
There it is.
All day long.
There it is,
folks.
everybody. That just happened.
Sorry about that. But seriously, folks.
Now let's get serious.
Yeah.
So we'll be discussing and rating these beers with these Suds ratings, plus our signature belching sounds. Very rude. Here how they go. Number 1, that really sucks. Give me anything but a bud. Number 2, was that a belch? Number 3, what a relief. Number 4, a body should really not make that sound. And number 5, listen to that hang time. Give me another.
Why, thank you.
So inspiring.
Reverend Mark. It is inspiring.
I have another file, but I'll just wait to the next show.
You should
Save it.
file it.
Hey, look. Scratchers works hard for that stuff.
Is that what that is?
Yes,
Yeah. She does.
she does. I mean, look at her now. She's working hard at her next.
People should be looking for her on Instagram more and more. She's gonna show up.
Yep, I think she's got a plan. Well, before we get to the beer, it's time, once again, for the master abater himself. Good old boy Caperton bringing us a brand new kudzu report.
All right, folks. I've got an opinion piece this week for you. So, unfortunately, no profiles and courage.
It's okay. We like the word.
Yeah, this is just pure opinion here. So, these are my opinions, and they don't really reflect those of the Sip Suds and Smokes LLC Corporation or those of us here in the basement. But listen, folks, seriously, Kudzu and its availability has proven to be very attractive to those who seek everyday uses for this destructive vine. And I get it. I mean, I get it. It's available and it's out there and it's everywhere. And should we use it or just scorch the ground right underneath it? Well, I have my opinion, but some folks want to try to find uses for it. And a simple internet search can reveal dozens of kudzu-derived products, from woven baskets to biofuels to, that's right, beers. Dave?
What?
There, I could tell. He was amazed. Beers made from kudzu, folks. In fact, a well-esteemed farmhouse brewery near and dear to the Sips, Suds, and Smokes crew have canned a beer using kudzu blossoms for their grape-like flavors. Yeah, I've got one. That's one of my operatives in the field has slid one of those to me. I'm waiting to fortify myself before drinking it. But at any rate, I really feel like we shouldn't be seduced by these attempts at fraternization with the enemy. I'm encouraged by products that are manufactured by eradicated kudzu from an infested site. In other words, if you're going out and you're ripping up kudzu and you're making baskets from it or something, that's fine. But I fear that we will soon begin to cultivate heirloom kudzu or some such horsepucky like that for use in some sort of artisanal kudzu industry pop-up. But we can't do that or allow that, folks. Kudzu can't be given a chance to thrive. We must stay vigilant and continue to bring the fight like a Dalek.
Yes.
This has been good old boy Dave for the Sips, Suds, and Smokes Kudzu Report. Stay vigilant.
Do not celebrate the sustainability.
That's right. Just kill it. Just get rid of it.
Thank you. That's profound.
You're welcome.
We will
You're
be
welcome.
back momentarily. Welcome back, everyone.
That's right.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, girl.
So
hey.
we are about to get into this.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like pretty much jumping out of my seat. So we're going to do a brewery takeover of Strange Roots Experimental Ales. Now, my love of Pennsylvania breweries is huge. Huge. If you have been listening more than an episode or two, you know my love for my home state. So I have been a fan of Draai Laag for many years. You've seen them at Shelton Brothers festivals, and their stuff is great. However, Mr. Hawk and Company, Dennis Hawk.
I was wondering the name of the dude. The special dude. The Dudenator.
Yes, the Dudenator,
The
Dennis. So there was a really cool article about him when he was with Draai Laag in Beer Advocates in August of 2016.
What does Draai Laag mean?
Well,
Isn't that German for third leg? Is that why they had to change it to something else? Because you can't really sell that everywhere. I mean,
Stop.
third leg brewing.
Okay, stop. We're not going to talk about that. What we're going to say is Mr. Hawk is a really cool brewer, and I wish I could be his best friend because he really thinks outside the box.
my friend.
This is a guy that was brewing before he was like of legal age to be brewing, and he made this nice little arrangement with his mom that he could brew, but he just couldn't drink what he brewed. And then, he
So
grew
his
up.
mom drank it all?
Maybe.
You're why mommy drinks.
But if you're making stuff like this, it might be okay.
Mommy's drinking some good beer.
I know. Mommy's doing okay. There's an interesting story in this article, which I thought was kind of cool, which kind of to me sums up Mr. Hawk. Not that I know him or anything, but if I was to know him, he just really thinks outside the box. And he was trying to incorporate theories and ideas that breweries use in Europe and trying to bring it home to Pennsylvania and do it the Pennsylvania way, if you will. I mean,
With scrapple?
really
Sorry.
rude.
I get the meaning here.
But you see what I mean. So this one thing in particular that when I was reading, I thought was pretty cool. He was somehow able to acquire an antique cabinet from a 17th century French monastery. Okay. Now, most people would say, hey, this is a really beautiful antique. I'm going to put it in my dining room or living room, whatever, and utilize it. But no. Not Mr. Hawk.
No.
He looked at it and he was like, you know what? Maybe there's some way that I can extract yeast cells from the wood
That's a thing.
and be able to use it in a beer.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. And it's called Relic. And it's
So where did he get the yeast?
from the wood
cabinet.
in the cabinet.
So doesn't that mean he thought inside the box?
Thanks for bringing us down, Dave. Thanks for bringing us down.
Yeah. Somebody had to do it.
Anyways, this is the kind of guy that we're dealing with. And I'm not talking about good old boy Dave.
It doesn't mean third leg either. It means turncoat.
Yes, exactly. Because because he is a descendant of somebody that was a turncoat.
Simon Girty,
Exactly. Exactly.
a 1700s historical figure for whom Girty's run, which runs through Millvale.
Millvale.
I think you have to make sure
His name.
you spell
Yes.
it's Draai.
It was.
Double A.
Yeah, it was DRAAI.
LA.
L-A-A-G.
Yes.
Double A-G.
Yes.
Dry lag.
But we're not discussing that now.
Oh,
we're talking
we've
about
moved
strange.
on.
Yes,
He's
we've
still
moved
the cabinet.
on.
We're in the
Yes.
cabinet.
Well, because he came from strange roots. So,
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
there you go. See?
But I think it's kind of cool because, I mean, when you talk about turncoat, he really was a turncoat because he fought for the Native Americans and he fought against the colonists. Yes, which is pretty rad
That is.
and radical in the
Yeah.
scheme of things.
Yeah.
However,
They probably hung him.
Can we talk about beer?
yes, we're going to talk about the beer now. Thanks
I
a
need
lot.
to drink some beer.
Okay.
I brought us down with that
So-
gallows thing.
Very good.
There's a song waiting to happen with that, isn't there?
Sorry. I bet it didn't end well for Simon, though. I'm just
Gallows
guessing.
Well,
I'm just guessing.
maybe not. Maybe not. But his descendant is doing pretty
Pretty dang good.
good. And he did a great job with Draai Laag.
Oh,
It's just that when it was formed in 2011,
That long.
I know that long ago. If you think about it, those type of, spontaneous fermentation and all of those, it wasn't a big thing.
Nope.
It wasn't as trendy as it is now.
Everybody didn't have a cool ship.
No, and if you think about Western Pennsylvania, it's very blue collar and very Iron City and Duquesne and all of that great stuff, but just very plain lagery.
Are we going to do an Iron City show?
No, we're not.
That's not.
Do they have-
that's
Just
not happening.
referencing.
That's
Do
not
they have
happening.
more than one beer?
Iron City Light.
In my face. Wow.
So to be in an area, and be that creative in a place that may not quite get it, it probably was a little hard. So the thing about Strange Roots is that they're doing a variety of styles and they're kind of like opening it up more. It's still different. It's still off the beaten path, but there are some decent beers, like normally style beers. Anyways,
Normally.
normally
They have an IPA.
they do have an IPA,
Really?
but we're not going to talk
But it's
about
got
that.
27 different varietals.
Okay, so the first beer that we're going to talk about today is actually the last beer that I have from Draai Laag. It's not their last because their last beer was called Dance of Death, which I thought was pretty rad. But it is the Haviken Belgian. So let's talk about that.
That's
think I'll have
German
a
that's German for have a can. That's true. I didn't make
It is.
that up.
Have a can of beer.
Yeah. It's a
Sipping
Dubbel? Double?
Yes, it is a
Dubbel?
Dubbel.
So
Is it Dubbel or double? What's everybody think?
Dubbel.
It depends on which country you're in.
if you're in America, it's double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in America.
Because we're
I'm going to say
you know,
double.
In Paradise, we can mispronounce stuff.
Sure.
It's
so
a beautiful beer.
this is 7.4%, strong, dark, Belgian. This swarthy
It is swarthy.
Dubbel or Dubbel
Double.
is integrated with a distinctly porter-esque roasted quality and their Brett Lambicus yeast strain. Yeah, so with an unexpected cherry tart finish.
Yep.
And that I loved about this beer.
So it starts out kind of like with a kind of a cola sort of thing. There's a little sweet caramel, but you get the roast, you get the, you get the kind of the funkiness, and then
Cherry Coke going there. Oh, whoa. Look out.
Uh-oh,
Look
did
out.
I spill the beer?
Just
Sounds-
a little.
Lick,
just a
it,
little.
lick it up
It's
off
okay.
the tablecloth.
I
Don't let
know.
it go to
No
waste.
doubt.
I know. Ooh. Okay.
You were saying, Dave?
Yeah.
I don't know what I was saying. Go ahead.
Something.
Cola like.
Cola, little cherry cola, maybe.
Yeah, cherry cola.
But it's like the best damn cherry cola you've ever had.
It's good. It's good stuff. It does not taste like 7. It doesn't drink like 7.4.
No, it doesn't.
no,
That
no,
surprised
it
me
really
to hear
doesn't.
that. It really did.
Yeah. That's a shockingly high ABV for this beer.
It
the way
is because it's
tastes.
very light,
Yeah,
but but there's so much flavor to it though. Like, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, it's
crazy.
Beautiful. There's
Yeah.
a lot of. It's simple, but yet it's complex at the same
Little bit of
time.
raisin.
I love what's going on. Yeah.
A little bit of cherry, a little bit of raisin, a little
Almost
roasty chocolate,
little
maybe.
tobacco or something going on in there too.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Like, and that's the thing about beers like this is like the more you talk about it, the more you discuss it, the more, descriptors come out, like different things that people pull out of the flavor of it.
Yeah, and I think the yeast itself gave it then the more the bright fruit aspect rather than if they'd used a more traditional Belgian yeast, it would have been more of a estery.
Yeah,
so that's where I think a lot of that kind of that tart finish comes from. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What did we rate this beer, Julieanna?
We rated the Haviken Belgian Dubbel a 5.
I am not surprised.
Yeah. It's just.
I think that's the first 5 in a while for a show that
A little
I
bit.
sat in
Yeah,
on.
it's been a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
This flight was, I just got to say, so solid. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah. You're not going to see any 2s. Sorry, everybody. I don't want to give stuff away.
Spoiler alert.
No.
Yeah.
So the next beer that we're going to talk about is the Balloonist. It is a sour golden ale brewed with orange peel. This is 8.7%.
Jesus.
Could have fooled me again.
So extraorinarily different
Yeah.
from the
So
last
light,
beer.
so tropical,
Yeah.
very, very bright.
How much was what was the ABV on this?
8 point.
Say 8.7.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And see, like, so it's a big beer like the last one, but they're totally different beers, like 100% different. The last one was very dark and deep in color and very rich in flavor. This one is bright, citrusy.
The exact opposite.
Yeah.
I think it's very delicate in taste. It had just a slight malt edge to it, but
Yeah.
it finishes so dry.
But it's got and you said delicate. It's tart, but just very gently tart. It's just so
And it's
easy.
very
Little bit
lambic like.
A little bit of citrus just
lambic,
kind of
you know?
floating along on the very top of it. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a like balsamic vinegariness to it.
very
You know,
light. Yeah,
like
definitely
very
lambic,
light in
yeah,
the background, but so pretty.
Dang. Gosh.
Yeah.
As it's warmed up, I think I want to change my rating. I think it's gotten better.
It may,
No,
yeah.
I think so
bumping-
too.
we're bumping it up.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us are going to bump it up.
But I mean, is
These
that
beers
just
are worth it, though.
is that just another indicator of the mastery and the touch that the brewer has on these beers? Is that was a little gassy. That was my belch rating. But like how well this guy handles different fruits, malt blends, and the application of his yeast and cultures.
Yeah.
But here's the thing too is, we're here in the States, so we have some Belgian imports, but it's not like we all live over there, and they've been brewing this style and this range of beers for a bazillion years. I think what is really cool about Mr. Hawk is that he is taking that little microcosm of brewery and bringing it here to the States for us to try, at a local level. But there's a lot of love and care that goes into it, which, if you think about it, that's what the Belgians have been doing. And that's why they're so proud of their beers that they have overseas.
Have you been to the brewery, Julie?
No,
have you been here?
I have not.
I'd like to go- I'd
because
like
it
to-
was closed when I
Yeah.
went there.
And I don't think he has a tasting. Maybe he does.
He does. He does.
He's got
Yeah.
actually they have 2 different tasting.
Yeah.
I'd love to see what he's brewing on. I mean, I really
I know
would.
because
it's
it feels very authentic,
It really does.
and you know what I mean.
yeah.
I'd like to see those cool
It's
ships.
Just I can't say enough good stuff about these beers.
Yeah.
It's just
Mr. Hawk, we're coming to visit you.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
Whether you want it or not.
I know.
Here we come.
So the Balloonist,
the balloonist.
I think we're going to make it.
Yeah. Let's go ahead.
It's a 5.
Yeah, for sure.
Dadgum, man. This really doesn't happen.
No,
Yeah,
no.
this is a rare.
we really jumped up on that.
I'm glad to be here. I'm telling you.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. So now something that's a little different, but still quite yummy.
Okay.
Reverend Mark. Oh, sorry.
That's what they all say.
He's so yummy.
That's what I've been told.
So now we're going to talk.
But I had to deny it.
To maintain his reputation.
That's right.
Now we're going to talk about Peaches
Yeah.
and Dream, which is a sour ale that is fermented with Western Pennsylvania peaches.
That's where they grow the best Pennsylvania peaches in the Western Pennsylvania.
West side. Yeah.
Really?
That's what they say.
That's all I know.
That's what they say.
Okay.
I don't know who they are.
So I will tell you this: this is a peachy beer.
It is.
I mean,
So peachy.
the aroma to me is like overripe peach, and then when you get the flavor, it's not overripe, but it is perfectly ripe peach
jeez.
with
Yeah.
just a little bit of the
Yep,
tartness.
it's tart.
It reminds me again of a peach lambic.
Yeah, it does. Well, a lot of these beers sort of have that common thread.
When it was colder, I was getting a little more apricot, but as it warms up, it's definitely
Yeah.
peachy as can
Rounded
be.
out. Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
This
So-
reminds me of. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say this reminds me of something you would get from New Glarus or another one of those breweries where you're used to seeing how well they use fruits.
Right.
Right.
Sure. So
And
this
the yeast, the fruit yeast, I mean, it's just unbelievable here.
so this is 7% ABV, and
Get
what
out
they
of here. Really?
Again, I know.
Yeah.
I know. So what he says on the label is we just don't believe in supporting local farms. We depend on them. Our beers are brewed for freshness and quality using fruit yeast and bacteria local to Western Pennsylvania. The Farm to Fermentation series is a celebration of seasonal agriculture and unique regional growing conditions, which I'm sure is exactly the same kind of thing that they do overseas, in the scheme of things. And that's why there's all those beer styles that we love and adore so much.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Julieanna?
It is profoundly beautiful. So first off, the color on it, you get that slight hint of peachness to it, and then you smell and it draws you right in. And this is like what Crooked Stave's Mama's cherry pie is in a peach universe. You know what I mean?
So if it was Mama's peach pie,
Yeah, it would be this because it's biscuity. It's got that slight little, yeastiness that you get from a really good peach that is like a really fresh peach. And the aroma, it's intoxicating. At the
absolutely.
pureness of the peach, but it's not sweet. It's just
it's almost
pure.
like a peach liqueur in the aroma.
Sure.
Like it's just really enhanced peach.
Sure, but I'm getting like an almost tinge of like lactosey creaminess to
Yeah,
it.
there is.
So it's really like it's a bridge between a pie and an ice cream, if that makes any sense.
Ooh, pie a la mode.
Yeah, like
Or
a
just
pie.
a pie ice cream bridge. I like
Sure,
that.
it's real. It's just
Wow.
it's
I'm imagining walking across that bridge right now.
Yeah, right.
What happened
on the
is
bridge,
what
baby.
happened is I ate the bridge as I was walking across it and I fell in.
Oh
So,
gosh.
sorry.
Well, and for those that enjoy those artificial peaches and cream ice creams, you're not getting
This is not
that at all. No, this is a grown-up version, but it's just so pretty.
I get the skin, like peach skins as
Okay.
well, sort of.
Yeah, having that almost
yeah.
that yeasty characteristic
Yeah, I
to
guess
it.
so. I guess so.
What did we rate this beer?
We rated it a 4.
Boom.
I can't say enough.
I know.
Sorry. I had to take another sip. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the Goedenacht. The farmhouse ale with apples, orange blossom, honey, and coriander.
Apple, spice, and everything nice.
It really is. This one is 8.5%.
It's amazing that they're making these beers so big,
Crazy.
great flavor, and it's not boozy at all.
It's not.
Not at all.
I thought this was totally
Super
quaffable.
dangerous. Yeah.
Quaffable.
Yeah, the apple notes on this are just beautiful.
Well, we'll finish discussing this beer and many more in a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone.
There.
So we are in the middle of discussing a brewery takeover,
Yes.
Strange Roots Experimental Ales
We are taking your
From
from, I guess, technically Millvale, Gibsonia, Pennsylvania.
There you go.
Otherwise known as Western Pennsylvania.
WPA.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, WPA. So the beer that we started discussing before the break was the Goedenacht, which is really cute because it's got these little guys that are it's a campfire and it's okay. Anyways,
Okay, anyways.
it is a
moving
farmhouse ale brewed with apples, orange blossom, honey, and coriander. So it's Dutch for good night. The one of a kind Goedenacht is influenced by elements of mead, cider, and beer styles, and I could
Interesting.
totally see that.
Yep.
This
Very
innovative,
sizer.
this innovative integration gets a lift from juicy tropical aromas and the Brett Colossanoi
Yeah.
used in
Red Sea.
fermentation.
Yep.
So-
yeah.
And
Kaboom. Kaboom.
Yeah, the apple nose on this is just so intense.
It follows right over. I mean,
It
there's a
is.
little bit of tropical sort of fruitiness as well as the apple, but it follows right in.
And the crispness on this too, it's like a cider meets a champagne meets a mead.
These are the kind of beers I like multiple bottles of so that I can shelve a few and see how the Brett really changes
what
it
it
over a
does
period
over
of
time, yeah.
time. Because I bet with a few months on it, this beer is just
So they should probably
Sublime.
send us a case. That way we
I
could
like the way you're thinking, Dave.
we could
This
look
is
at
why
it
we
over
have
time.
you here.
Yeah,
you know?
we could study it. You know, this is science. We want to study it over
is.
time. Yeah. What did we
staged research, I call it.
What did we rate this beer there, Julieanna?
Oddly, we rated this a 4, but
I personally gave it a 5.
I'm almost
Well,
inclined. As this is warmed, it's just.
We're gonna push to a 5. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, we're going 5.
Okay, we
I'm
bumped
okay
it.
with- I'm
last
okay with
minute,
that.
last minute editorial decision there.
Is it
It's a
just a
5.
just a love fest?
What's
It is.
next,
It is.
buddy?
We're this guy should be here. You know, this would be like so affirming to hear us.
I know. He's like.
You like me. You really like
They
me.
really do.
He's a Zebulon of Pennsylvania. It's like so cool.
What's our next?
Okay, we're gonna talk about
Oh,
Ragnarok.
that was good. That last taste was good. Oh, this was good.
Ragnarok
Oh, yeah.
has hold on, I know. So it has elderberries.
Your father smells
Yeah.
of
Black-
booze.
Whoa.
Oh.
Don't make me come over there. All right.
Well, we know this is a beer that good old boy Mike would not like.
So it
Right.
has elderberry, black currant, red raspberries, and black cherry juice.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, it does.
Yep.
This beer is 8.1%.
Jeez.
I know.
I can't believe how big these beers are.
So, borrowing the Norse term for the end of the world, the Ragnarok is equal parts strong ale, Scottish ale, and Viking metal concert.
There you go.
Scottish ale. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's dark, it's smoky, it's a little on the dirty side.
Yeah.
It's a fruit-based fermentation that starts out with a complex sour edge and mellows over time. The earthiest, peatiest, best kind of dirty there is.
I didn't really think about smoky or peaty
Yeah,
until
I
they
didn't
said
get-
it.
I'm not getting a lot of it. The fruit just
It's
Yeah.
kind of
It's-
there if now that you know it's there, but that could be just be the power of suggestion.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
getting all the fruits there.
Yeah,
There
it's-
is a weird earthiness that I could probably
Yeah, yeah.
attribute to peatiness.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I got more of the dark fruits fused in such a way where I got just a slight tannic edge, but it's in a good way, kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
like a dry Zinfandel or something, but just barely, not overly.
Yeah.
I don't get the Scottish ale as much. I mean, I don't
No.
get. I
Well,
don't
that
get
was the
part of
thing.
it.
I wonder if they're thinking there's some peaty, smoky, or the other thing with Scottish ales too is like they're very malty
And I think it's the
sweet.
maltiness of this that maybe he's referring to or they're referring to because there is a malty backbone to it. But on the smell,
Yeah.
I am smelling a little bit of peat, but then again, I've got a heightened sensitivity to peat since
Well,
I live where I live
and-
with whiskey.
You and Pete have been friends for a long time.
Good old
so
Pete.
Oh, we have.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
She loves Pete. He's
I
her
do.
best friend.
He is my best
And I think
friend.
also Scottish ales are known to be slightly under attenuated, and all of these beers are very well attenuated.
Yeah.
They are. They are. And that's another thing.
True that.
For all of these different styles that we've been tasting, they're all on the money.
Yep.
On the money, which is, it's a gorgeous color too.
Very well made. I mean,
They
it's
have
just
achieved their
unbelievable.
final
Yeah.
gravity.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy's knows his game.
God, this beer's
Chocolate covered cherries would I get a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cherry. Yeah.
Yeah, just those really deep berry flavors, and that dark black cherry juice. That stuff is really right in there. What did
Yeah,
we,
because that right there on the end
Yeah,
is where you taste the cherries.
Exactly.
But for red raspberries can be so acidic and so overwhelming.
Sure.
This is really nicely balanced.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hats
Sorry.
off on the blending.
But
here.
the elderberries are nice too because you get that kind of that wild sweetness.
We rated this a 5.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Good. Good.
Heck yeah, we did.
Good. I was afraid we didn't.
Have no fear,
I was
Blue
going to
Beetle.
lobby for a field promotion.
Oh my God. Star Trek and Dennis Hawk. This is, sure.
And
Now
good
they're
old boy Caperton.
Now we're down to 3. And
Now
Okay.
there were 3.
And now we're down to 3. So let's talk about the coolest name ever.
Okay.
The Queen
Good old
of
boy
the Yellow
Dave.
Doll.
Pulling it out.
Sorry.
No. Queen of the Yellow Dolls.
Ooh, wowza.
This beer, it.
It's as bright as a summer day. I'm telling you.
What do you guys get from the aroma?
Watermelon ride.
Yeah, I mean, but it's this other funky
A
thing.
little
too.
bit of kind of funky medicinal sort of almost. It's but still a lot of watermelon going on there.
Super funky.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm sitting in a trailer park,
In Canada?
but in a good sense.
In Canada or
nice-
Tennessee?
a nice trailer park.
A nice trailer park, and I've just
Yeah.
busted open a watermelon that I just stole from down the street.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, there
And
is
stolen watermelons taste the best.
They do taste the best.
Gonna eat it with some pet rabbit.
okay.
Grab it and run,
Oh my God. Okay, so this is 7% ABV.
About right.
Yeah. And this is another one where it's a seasonal
Holy cow.
and yellow watermelons. Okay.
Whatever that is.
So this has it obviously has the funk and the sour,
Yep.
but there's also a little bit of that vegetal flavor to it as well, which you would expect when you're dropping a buttload of yellow watermelon into a beer. So
Yeah.
This
I like
reminds me
this
of
a
that.
lot.
The one that came to mind was the Paradox.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and that they pull this off. It's different than what the Paradox tastes. The Paradox was a
100%,
little
yeah.
bit more salty, but it's really, really there.
Yeah, that Paradox watermelon beer was the best watermelon beer I've ever had, and I think
the one
this can-
everyone judges.
Yeah, right. I think this can give it a run for its money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It totally can, but it's a totally
It's a
different
it's a
flavor,
different
though.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this is
Again, this is more lambic-like. It's
Yeah.
more complex, I think, than
You know-
because the Paradox was a Berlin. What was it? It wasn't a Berliner. It was.
I think it was just an
a Goza.
American.
Wasn't it a Goza?
I think
Salty,
they just called it like an
salty
American-
melons
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, it was
right.
salty
That's what it was called.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like this almost has like a watermelon wine.
Yeah,
kind of
there's a
thing
lot
going
There's
on.
just
Yeah.
all these beers have so much going on
Because it's so
in 'em.
fruit forward. Like the beer part is almost pushed to the side a little bit, but it's not a bad thing.
You know, a lot of the breweries I really like, their beers are somewhat subtle, and they don't really push the complexity super hard.
Yeah,
And all these beers are just phenomenal.
They
and
challenge
There's a
you.
lot going on. It's just an interesting thing to drink and taste. Your mind is just racing. You know,
Yeah.
when you drink this stuff.
well, that's like with people. Like if you have a big personality, people either love you or hate you.
yeah.
There's no middle ground with
I know
beers.
this. Yeah.
Hey,
There's no middle ground with good old boy Caperton either.
that's right.
There
So-
is sorry.
Oh, go
There
ahead.
is like an antisepticness to this, but there's also this
A little bit of medicinal quality.
I
think.
feel like I'm in a garden.
Yeah.
Like cuz I smell like I'm in a garden. I know this is going to sound really weird, but like pumpkins have these flowers on them,
Oh,
that
yeah,
turns into
yeah,
the pumpkin.
yeah.
And I'm smelling that.
A little
Like
bit of floral, sort of like.
this is like one of those sensory things that's taken me right to my grandmother's
Jeez.
garden.
It's really crazy.
I know it is, but it's so cool.
Like squash blossom.
Yeah. That's what I was.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, not pumpkin, but squash. You're right.
Fried squash blossoms are
There you
good.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
What did we rate this dog?
We rated this beautiful thing a 5.
Believe it.
What's next?
Moving right along.
We are going to the Thief Share.
The thief share. Thieves share or thief share? It's
Thief.
thief share.
Thief. Yes.
Quote
Thief.
singular.
Just one thief.
One thief. The
One thief,
share.
at least that we know of.
Yeah.
So it's where the thieves get together and share stuff, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
in their
I like
greediness.
that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So this is a barrel aged Flanders style ale.
Yes, it is.
Doodly-do.
8.9%.
Christ.
Yeah.
How many? What'd you say?
8.9.
8.9.
Dang, man.
I
That's
know.
amazing.
Yeah.
Nobody in Flanders
It's-
makes a beer this
No,
big.
no.
No, probably
And
not.
it really doesn't like. If anything, I thought this beer was a little light.
I did
you
too.
know?
And it's
Sure.
not very viscous,
Right.
like you would think.
It's good though. But
no, it's very
is
good.
Yes.
It's tricky.
So this is an old
rock a
stock.
rhyme.
It's an old stock brown ale
Okay.
that is aged for 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
And then hand selected for its soft acidity and flavors of dark chocolate, raisin, oak, and black currants. Then blended with a young stock red ale, which has been aged for 1 to 2 years.
There you go.
Yep. I mean,
He's doing it. He's brewing like a monk.
so he really is.
Yeah.
I mean,
But that's exactly like it's described exactly as what it is, though. I mean,
Yeah, my first taste of this, I didn't even know anything about it. It's like, that is a beautiful oud brewing.
Yeah.
And
Kendall-
but yeah, it's
Kendall
got those
nailed it.
notes of some Flanders red in it too. It's a really nice mashup.
but you get the raisin, you get the chocolate.
It's
Yeah, I get some of the barrel vanilla
for
just
sure.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I do too. And again, for an oud brewing, this is right in the ballpark.
Wheelhouse.
Yeah.
There you go.
it's not overly acidic. It's
no,
not,
no.
you know.
That's the best thing about it.
8.9. God.
I mean, I said in
know.
my notes, I said I would drink a pint of this, and now that I know the ABV, I said, no, I'll go back to a little snifter. But I
But you
could
know
drink a
what
pint
though?
of
Like
this.
on those old bruins, like a lot of times they're jaw clenchers.
Yeah.
And I get a burn that
Absolutely.
I can't.
I know. They're almost too balsamic-y.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
the flavor and I love the taste, but it hurts me to drink them.
Yeah.
This one, there's no pain.
Just a
which
beautiful balance
frightens
here.
me because I get it's like it's too good. I could drink a lot of this
Yeah.
and probably have to lay down outside the brewery once
Yeah. Okay.
Like you usually do.
Well, yeah, but this one I'd have sweet dreams.
There you go. Goedenacht.
Wow. This one,
very well
that's
played.
cute. This one we rated a 4.
A 4. All right. Sure.
Now, I don't know if this is the best for last or it's just
last.
It is just last, but it's still pretty dang good. Again, probably another beer that good old boy Mike would not like, but you know what? That's more for us.
It makes it
He's
better.
not here, so
Yeah.
So much raspberry.
And what we're talking about now is the Razamata,
Rasmata.
which is a Berliner Weiss
Wow.
with raspberries.
Yep.
You know, the raspberry was so pronounced that, I mean, in a good, and not overly like a big fruit bomb kind of pronounced, but it was like you could taste the fuzz, that really fine fuzz on the raspberry.
Yep.
It was just, I felt like I was eating a little bit of fruit along with this. It was great.
I do not think this is a kettle soured Berliner.
No.
Not at all.
It's nice to drink a Berliner that someone actually spent the time.
This is
That's
almost
legit
like
Berliner. Yeah.
this is almost like a Berliner Weiss with the syrup.
Yeah.
You know, like where they make
Yeah,
the
yeah,
actual
yeah.
syrup.
Yeah.
You know,
A nice raspberry syrup, and that is so natural. I've been actually eating a lot of raspberry talente sorbetto lately.
Oh, wow.
The number one ingredient on the ingredient list is raspberries.
You are
Okay,
like the
good.
fanciest person I know.
Yeah. Hey, Publix had it on sale, and the raspberry flavor in that is very similar to this.
Was it a
Just
BOGO? Buy one, get
it
one?
absolutely was.
Oh.
But the fruit, the brightness of it, the freshness of it, it's like eating real raspberries right off the vine.
Pretty
And this is what Berliners should be.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
whether it's with a raspberry or with an apricot or a lime or
Woodruff syrup.
yes, I mean
Golly, that was good.
it. Yeah, this is a really good way to
Simple sour
end.
beer that
Yeah.
pushes the flavor forward.
What do we give this beer?
We rated this one a 4. Well, sadly, this is going to do it for today.
Such a great
Oh.
lineup. That might be one of the best flights we've had.
the
in a
best.
Can I
long
have
time.
another, please?
I know. This was really great stuff. So you can always find us where you found this episode, as well as radio, satellite, online at iTunes, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and nearly any place you listen to a podcast. The easiest way to find the show on your phone is to ask Alexa, Siri, or Google, play podcast Sip Suds and Smokes.
And it is definitely true that we love your feedback. And you can always reach us online at info@sipsudsandsmokes.com.
And by the way, our daily tasting notes flow out on Twitter and Instagram every day at Sip Sud Smoke, and our Facebook page is always buzzing with lots of news.
If you're listening online, please take the time to rate this show 5 stars.
Go to Kendall. Please tell us about your blog.
My beautiful wife and I blog about the good news of good beer at beermakes3.com, also on Instagram.
Good old boy Dave.
5 stars. Hey, follow me on Instagram at good old boy Dave. You know, at good old boy Dave.
Wow. Okay then.
We lost him.
I
We-
forgot
he's
who I
gone.
was.
He's in the woods.
He's had a lot of
He's
beer.
in the woods.
I guess so. Good old boy Kendall.
Cheers. It was a pleasure being here. Go Bucks.
Good old boy Caperton.
Nice to be here as always. Love you guys. Stay vigilant.
Reverend Mark.
Hey, don't believe what they tell you about me, but I will.
It's true. It's all true.
It's been solid. Can't wait to come back.
Mr. Hawk, I want to be your best friend
She
ever.
wants to be your bestie.
It's a new Bob Sylvester.
Yes. A different version of Bob. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. Keep on chuggling and catch you next time.
This has been a One Tan Hand production of Sips, Suds, and Smokes, a program devoted to the appreciation of some of the finer slices of life. From the Dude in the Basement Studios, your hosts, the Good Old Boys, will see you all next time.